guys, this is Mommy Beluga Investing.
Hi all, Rati here with Mummy Beluga Investing. Today I'm going to share something quite personal. It took me a while to muster my courage to get this out there. Today I'm going to quickly share my family's investing strategy. I make this video to document my journey learning to manage my family finance and investing. Hopefully I can make the same video regularly and track our family's finance and investing strategy, how it changes over time, what works and what doesn't. Before I start this share, let me read the disclaimer first. Okay, as usual, disclaimer, this is an amateur video. My main intention is to record my journey, learning, investing, and managing my family finance. This video shouldn't replace any financial advice. Every family is different. What I share here may fit to my family, but may not fit for yours. Please conduct your own research before making any decision. Okay, this is my family strategy for supposedly wealth building. At this point, we're not sure yet whether it's going to work, but this is what we do. Okay, I'll start with sharing our family's cash flow. It starts from salary, as expected. Okay, every month, at the beginning of the month, we set aside around 20% of our salary for our emergency fund. How much do we need to save for emergency fund? For us, we save 12 months, 12 times of our monthly expenses, or equal to our annual living expenses. Maybe different for different family. Okay, then we use the rest for living expenses. We live a very simple life, at least for our standard. So even after setting aside the 20% at the beginning of the month, we still have extra around 10 to 20% of our salary. So meaning that in total, we usually save around 30 to 40% of our salary every month. So that amount is to be kept in our emergency fund. Okay, this amount of saving is the regular ones, but sometimes we may not be able to save that much or even take some money out of our emergency fund for emergency use. And that's okay. That's what emergency fund is for, right? For emergency. But we need to make sure that it's for emergency, real emergency. Okay, and of course, 20% of our salary goes to CPF, even before we get to see them in our bank account. I still have a lot to catch up, since my start of employment is pretty late. However, my husband I think he should be on track for at least full retirement sum when he reaches the age of 55 later. We also diligently top up our SA almost every year that we can. Okay. What happened next? After we stock up the 12 months emergency fund, we save for our child's education fund. So back in 2019, we put some amount in SSB or Singapore saving bond, which may be enough for our child's college expenses. Maybe. We're not sure yet, but at least we try. Okay, back then the annual interest rate for SSB was around 2%-ish. Yeah, we want to stay healthy for a long time and support our child's education later. But touch wood, we do not know the future, so it's okay for us to save first. Our child will be 16 years old by the time the SSB can be redeemed. Now moving on, we already have the 12 months emergency fund and child's college fund, and we still save around 30 to 40% of our salary. So what do we do with this? We save it for investment. What are our investments? Okay, here are our investments so far as of September 2021. Bank deposit, government bond, as I mentioned before, money market fund, stock, be it individual stock, ETF rate, then peer-to-peer lending, and a tiny bit amount of money in cryptocurrency. Okay, any dividend or interest from our investment are reinvested into the more risk area. For example, I buy more stock with my dividend, and then I buy more stock with my bank deposit interest. Okay, we try as much as possible not to use any of the income from our investment for our consumption or living expenses. We started tracking our passive income yield from 2014, and this is what we have for now, the one on the screen. Yeah, passive income yield versus annual expenses. So we track how much our passive income can cover our annual expenses. Okay, we start from the yield first, okay? So in the year of 2019 and 2020 or 2020, we managed to gain 6.62% and 6.94% yield respectively out of our various investments. The annual amount for 2019 and 2020 equals to around 25% of our annual expenses. So a quarter of our annual expenses can be covered by our investment yield. Not too bad. 2021 is not finished yet, but based on what we have so far, we calculated that the total yield rate for our investment across the board this year is only 2.13% so far compared to the previous years. We also project that by the end of this year, we will only manage to get a total yield equals to 19% of our annual expenses. Yeah. If this kind of interest rate, 2.13% annually, continues when we retire in 2014, our investment yield will cover our entire expenses. Okay, the assumptions are that we continuously working and investing at our current rate. We have constant annual expenses and any yield coming from investment is reinvested. Let's stop for a while and see the beauty of compounding interest on the screen. Okay, we can do all of this, yeah, based on this assumption, yeah. This amount may be all right by then, by the year 2048, since we also have CPF, and by then we would have started to receive our regular CPF life payouts. We may also have some values left that we can scrape out of our HDB, but definitely not ideal if we are considering the potential increase in health spending as we age and perhaps a liberty to retire early. In this uncertain employment climate, it is surely more ideal if we have more financial security. Okay, what if the annual yield for our investment is 6%, just like the good old days, 2019 and 2020, with the assumption below, okay, same assumption, by 2028, which is 7 years from now, our investment yield will cover all of our expenses, 100% of our annual expenses. So it's not too far from now. This sounds like a better scenario. This is why I want to optimize our investment. I would like to have good yield while managing the risk. Hopefully I can do this by selecting good stocks with stable value and healthy amount of dividend yield. By making today's video and the simulation that we have on the screen, I know the numbers. I keep all this calculation in a spreadsheet and monitor our finance and investment. Okay, before we end this video, okay, just for fun, many proponents of the FIRE movement put 8% as their annual interest rate. Okay, with the same assumption, yeah, continuously invests at the current rate, annual expenses is constant, and all the yield is reinvested. By 2025, which is only 5 years away, our investment yield, not the investment itself, the yield will cover our expenses. This sounds like a very good idea, but where can you get safe investment with 8% yield? Yeah. Okay, that was my family's investing strategy and financial situation. Follow my channel for individual stock analysis and occasional update on our finance and investing journey. I have been helped immensely by other family who put their finance and investing journey out there. So this is my attempt to pay forward to the community. And I realized that it is not easy. Let's spread positivity and support each other towards improvement, be it ourselves, our finance, investment, or anything else. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching and